Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kat. This is Kat's Loops and Lore, and it is day 24 of Vlogmas. I managed to get a decent spot at work. Still had to take some ibuprofen at lunch just to help with my shoulder and wrist. But we made it. OT is now done. I can work on my blanket as my little treat, as just one of those mindless projects to put on. And just chill, right? I went to go visit Mom. I got to deliver her Christmas card that my little niece, her granddaughter, made for her. And there are times whenever I wish that I worked a day shift so that I had more energy during the day to like hang out, do whatever. But then I also remember that I worked day shift for like since I was 18. It was only recently through Amazon that I started working nights, right? And it kind of left me thinking about what all I'm grateful for, right? I realized my volume's turned down. Boo, 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 boo. And, there's a lot of things I'm grateful for. For having a roof over my head. For having understanding parents who aren't just trying to kick me out because I'm 37 and I'm still at home. But it's also because I made sure to help. I wasn't just staying to leech off of anyone. I was helping with grocery shopping. I was helping with picking up my brother, taking Mom to her appointments. Even before her stroke, my vacation time went to her appointments. My PTO went to covering a sick day for my younger brother. I was doing everything I could to assist, almost even to my detriment, right? And it's only recently that I realized that I'm having to pull back, because I am looking to leave. I am looking to finally spread my wings, leave the nest. But I know that I can't, like, cold turkey leave. Right? So, in my mind, if I slowly start to pull back, then they have time to see what gaps they need filled. And yes, they may be a little annoyed with me, but I have a younger brother that basically wakes up and plays video games, when that wasn't the case before. Or it wasn't that way with me. It wasn't that way with my second brother, Chris. And it's time for someone to step up. And they can't just shove everything down his throat at once. That's not fair. If they waited until now to be able to do that, that's not his fault. it gets really interesting when you start to have to be the one to parent your parents, right? There's still some things that they will always hold the main control over, but, you know, at some point, I always tell my mom, hindsight's always 20/20, and it's one of the reasons why I'm in therapy, okay? But I am grateful. I'm grateful for everything that they have taught me. I am grateful for everything that they have allowed me to experience. And I will make sure to take all that with me, right? I just want to make sure that they are taken care of. And I also know that at the end of the day, I have every right to decide that it's my turn to leave the nest. It's taken me like half a decade to realize that. So, just a moment to reflect on some things. I figure we're going to do a few rows of this blanket. I will grab my notebook, add it to my log of projects. That way I can notate the needle size, the yarn, the weight of the yarn, yada yada yada. Right? All the information that we need in case we want to recreate it later in the future. And yeah. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 24. And let's just chill and work on the blanket. Alright? Okay. We have a visitor.
Hello there, baby.
So after slowing down long enough to count my stitches and everything, I didn't realize that this is a bulky 6 weight. Recommended hook, crochet talk. Recommended needle size is 8mm. And I'm assuming I must have saw a pattern somewhere to recommend the 9. And then what the cast on was. And I casted on 120 stitches to get it this wide. So fun times, fun times. Which I figure it's a 1x1 rib knit, so I did end up transferring it to a shorter cord just to make it a little bit more manageable. But I'm even thinking this cord's probably a little too long. I almost wish I had bamboo needles. Just because the aluminum's so slippery. And I always have to check in and re-screw down my needles because they're the interchangeable ones. It's always best to check in on them after so many rows just to make sure you don't all of a sudden lose your stitches and whatnot. So what are your holiday plans? I know as unenthusiastic as I am about this. Like, I really just have plans to kind of sleep. Keeping it kind of low, chill. Nothing too crazy. Just because, you know, we've been doing so much with Mom. I know Dad's going to want to call. I'm probably going to have to remind my youngest to call. Youngest brother. And, maybe if it's nice enough, take Marty for a walk. I love seeing everyone freak out about the weather in Colorado. And it's kind of like I want to look at them and be like, calm down. Calm down. Because Colorado doesn't have its blizzard season until like March. If I'm going to have a snownado, it's in March, not in December. So, trying to figure out which way to flip this. It's going to be easier. So when everyone's like, climate change, and I'm like, no, we just will know if we're in a drought. Maybe an unpopular opinion, like, yes, we as humans only know how to screw things up, right? We are dealing with a very interesting La Nina. And I'm pretty sure La Ninas, the storm system, typically bring droughts. So, one could argue, if the jet stream be doing what the jet stream be doing, I think we're kind of right on track. Now, it's never an easy time. And yes, the weather is getting more radical. That is true. We have been hit with so many solar storms. We've got a lot of tectonic movement. We've got our magnetic poles are shifting. We got a lot of things going on. But I think before we start, like, really jumping down one rabbit hole, like, we have a continent that's splitting off from Africa. Like, a giant landmass. It's being split, and a new ocean is forming inside of it. Like, that's something that, like, not a lot of people are, like, recognizing. We're having volcanoes become active because we're having a lot of tectonic movement. It's gonna be really interesting. As far as I know, there's an underwater volcano just off the coast of Washington State. And it makes me wonder what the status of that volcano could be doing to affect the system, the storms, everything that's going on the West Coast right now. It's very interesting when you just try to, like, zoom out and look at, like, the much bigger picture. I watch a YouTube channel called, or he calls it, I believe he named it after himself, right? I watch Stefan Burns, who's a geophysicist, and he does reports on, like, interstellar objects and really how we're getting hit with plasma and radiation from the sun, how the sunspots are doing their thing. When there's something interesting to run outside with your telescope to go see that's going on in the sky. But also how those bursts from the sun are affecting our planet, like, down to a tectonic level. Because it's all connected. We're all connected. So, it's very interesting. definitely something that proves to be a decent distraction. Helps me not get as caught up on all the finer issues that is the world politics, right? Which, I know I can't completely ignore the politics, but at the same time, I can limit how much influence it has over what I do in my day-to-day life. I know it's going to eventually affect my workplace. I'm fortunate to have a blue-collar job. I don't mind having to put a little sweat into my work. I have a guilty pleasure of loving to build like IKEA furniture. I mean, my bookshelves, the orange one, and then this guy over here was from IKEA. The bed was from IKEA. The drafting table was from Michael's. So, but I invested in my own toolkit. So just like anytime I get a chance to like build furniture, I get excited. What about you? Do you like building things? I like the sense of accomplishment. Because then I can be like, I built that. Uh-oh. There we go. Alright. Let me go ahead and finish this row up and then we'll wrap up for day 24 for Vlogmas. Alright. So we got a total of 8 rows done today in like an hour. Almost 2. So, no, maybe about an hour and a half. 90 minutes. We got 7 rows. Oh my god, 8 rows. I can count. Fiber arts quickly teaches you if you can or not, right? You always second guess yourself. It's like, let me count one more time. So, folded in half. Here's where we are. Yay! I love that it's like, it reminds me of Fruit Loops. It's like not like super vibrant, but it's also not like, it's not neon, it's not pastel. It's like that perfect in-between saturation, right? I also got the Caron Anniversary Cake color that is opal. Somewhere around here, I started trying to turn it into a cardigan. We'll see how long that lasts. But that's about as far as I got with this today. If you liked the video, go ahead and like it. Go ahead and click the little buttons down below. That's what YouTube likes. Gotta do what YouTube does, right? Consider subscribing if you want to be part of this crazy train, right? I am here for you every day until the 26th, the day after Christmas, so Friday, where I will do a recap video, kind of going over my thoughts over what I liked, what I didn't like, my highs, my lows, what I would tell 2026 Kat a heads up for Vlogmas, right? And just my overall experience being a first-time vlogger. It's a year first, right? But yeah, if that's something that you would like to tag along for, put on in the background, consider subscribing. I am going to do my darndest to make posts for Wednesday and Friday, I'm thinking. That's tentative. We may shift it around a little bit. But You know, I like the 4 o'clock upload time. May keep it, may make it a little earlier, because I'll have more time to edit. I now know what to expect, so I can better prepare for the future, right? We gotta hit our planning stage. But that's where I'm gonna wrap up the video. Make sure to hydrate, drink plenty of water. Say I love you to your loved ones. We're wrapping up the end of the year, and we are beginning, if not have already begun, the winter solstice. So, fun times ahead. We're going through the winter, and boy oh boy am I so ready for spring. Even though my spring is technically the worst winter season in the state that I'm at. So, we are going to address that later. But I will see you tomorrow on Christmas for a video where we'll probably be working on more of the blanket, just kind of doing cozy projects. Maybe I'll pop in Jurassic World. I've got it sticking up on that bookshelf somewhere. And we'll put on a movie and continue to knit. So, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.